So today we are trying to do something else here with the resin. But before applying resin to an art piece that is printed on a fine art paper, it's kind of really good quality, but I have never resin anything on top of this, and I would like to seal this piece on a piece of wood, which looks like this. I think I'm gonna do this side, and then we will put this on top here. Apply, let me show you. And on the top we will apply this glue. It's just Elmer's school glue or something like that. So if I coat my art piece enough with this glue, then I think it's going to prevent the resin to soak through when I pour over it, so I can resin this piece, and then we don't need to frame it. So this is going to be an experiment. I will use this little tool here to spread the glue on top, and maybe probably underneath as well. Then we will let it dry for a couple of hours, and if any edges are going over on the sides, I will trim that with an X-Acto knife to make it smooth. Then we will reseal the sides all over again, because the resin can actually get into the side too, and let it dry again, and then I will resin it tomorrow. So this is the project for today, and these are little mandalas that I made. So I do sell prints of these. I have a lot of mandalas like this, so this is actually a test that I'm going to do, because a friend of mine has bought a bigger version of a mandala, and she would like to resin that in case it turns out very nicely. I have another one here. And I have another one here. So these are just my little ones, 12 by 12 inch, that I'm going to test. If they turn out well, then maybe I'll resin the two other ones as well. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply some glue on top of the wood, just to seal my paper on top. Maybe I should use gloves actually. Don't forget your gloves, that's necessary in this case. Just because art can be a mess sometimes. Alright, so I'm gonna apply the glue all over the top so I can seal my mandala on top. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Just trying to make it even. Maybe I put a little bit too much. So I'm really trying to make an even coat on top, so it does not really create any uneven surfaces. And I really hope I'm gonna succeed here, because it's a little weird. Alright, well that's enough for now. Let's see here. That sounds about right. I think I cannot see any edges for now, so I'm just gonna make sure it doesn't go over too much. All right. Oh, maybe a little bit on top. Let's try to move it. So here I'm just gonna try to remove this little smudge that I made. Oh no, this is not fun. It's gonna get away. Maybe not. Well, maybe that was not a good idea to put it on with my gloves, but anyway, that's a learning curve. Okay. Let's see how we do this. Some people do it with hands and some people just pour it all over. I'm not sure yet how that's gonna. So this design is kind of black, so I don't know if that would have actually been just fine to resin on top. It's the white sides that I'm really worried about, because obviously that's what I'm trying to protect from soaking completely. All right, this is the first time I'm doing this. I have never done this before, so this is all new to me. Not sure this is gonna be okay. Make sure the sides are actually well done. Alright, I think this is it, and I'm just gonna let it dry like now, so. Alright, let it dry. This is going to be washed, and then I'm gonna be ready to do the next step when this is done. So now that the glue has dried on the top, it's very nice how this looks, because the paper is completely glued and it really looks like it's part of the wood. So I really like that. Now I'm going to be trimming the edges because there's some excess of paper on the sides, and I believe that there's also some edges that are slightly missing too, and that's because the wood was a little bit bigger than when this art piece was printed. So that's a very, very minor change here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim the edges first, and then I will come back and I will actually paint the edge here white, and also the sides, so that the white color, I think I'm just gonna use acrylic. Well, actually this is bought in, I bought this in Ukraine, so it's in Ukrainian, but whatever brand that is. I guess the English version is here, is Sonnet Studio Acrylics. So I'll paint that on the sides, and I'll trim as well. And then we will be ready to add the glue on the sides again to reseal it on the sides alone, let it dry, and then I will pull the resin on top. cut the edges. As you could see, it worked really well. And now I'm going to paint the sides. So first I'm using a very small brush to paint the wood that's actually showing on the top here. And hopefully this is just one piece that is like this, and that all the other wood panels that are cut are actually more precise. It's a very small error. So maybe it's always better to cut the wood panels a little smaller, like a few millimeters smaller, so that all you have to do is basically cut the paper instead of having to fix something like this on the side. I mean, this is also for myself as a trial. I don't intend to do anything with this particular art piece unless really someone loves it, but I mean, as creative people, I think having to deal with unexpected things is also a good way to play around and solve the little problems that we encounter that are not necessarily damaging or something like that. So I will paint this side. Maybe a bigger brush will help for the complete sides. I'm actually in love with this. I was very worried that the glue will leave marks or that the strokes of the brush will be shown in here, but it's not the case. It's very smooth. So one thing I kept seeing on YouTube is people posting the question is this leaving marks? And it's not. So that's a really good thing. If you use the Elmer's glue, or I don't know about the other products, but this one is not leaving any marks. It dries really well. But this is very detailed work right now that I'm doing. So it's gonna take a little bit of time just to cover this little small edge here. I don't want to make any mistakes, so probably I'll speed up the video. I'm getting really impatient here. I know, it's kind of bad. I always said art is my way to learn patience. This looks good. I don't know if you can even see what I've done here, but that's the little 1 to 2 millimeters of paint that I put there to cover the wood. And to be honest, it doesn't look that bad at all. So done. I'm gonna let this dry, then I'm going to be applying the glue.